What's going on, Raider Nation? I am Raider Glenn Diesel, and this is Commitment to bringing you excellent podcasts. Coming back with another draft episode today, and I've been blessed again, man, to have my guy help out. So Raider dropping on with me again. It was kind of busy work day for him, man, and I'm happy that he was able to hop on with me. So what's up, PP?
Yo, what's happening? What's happening, Red Nation? Back at it, Uh, come trying to bring you some stuff and some bringing some good content for the Raiders and close it out strong. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, as you know, man, we're 9 days into the draft, so it's kind of heating up, and it's a lot of intrigue, a lot of excitement on who's going to be the next Raider wearing that silver and black. Is it going to be that time that we get our franchise quarterback that we've been starving for so long? Is that moving up in the draft? Is that waiting at 13 to get that quarterback? Who is that quarterback going to be? Is it going to be to where we take best player available? Is it going to be uh, something that happens in the draft to where four quarterbacks go in a draft, and that pushes a lot of talent down to us, and then we have some elite talent falling in our lap at a position that we're already strong at. Say, for instance, if Byron Young or Johnny Newton falls to us, D tackle from Texas, and Illinois falls to us. Do we take them even though that we already have a stacked defensive line room? With Kristen Wilkinson signing in free agency, re-signing Adam Butler and John Jenkins, Tyree Wilson being drafted. With the 7th pick last year, he plays inside. We got Nesta J still on the roster. We also drafted Byron Young from Alabama in the 3rd round. So that room's already full and it's stacked, but it can even be stronger, you know what I'm saying? Or say, for instance, a scenario happens to where one of those elite wide receivers falls to us, you know what I'm saying? Again, with things being pushed down to us, say 5 quarterbacks go,
Yep.
Say Roman Duze or, Brian Thomas Jr. falls to us. Do we entertain that? Even though we got Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers and Trey Tucker, do we make a room that's already strong? Do we make it stronger? So I don't know, man. It's really intriguing, man, and it's going to be exciting. But today, I kind of want to talk about. Oh, before I get started, subscribe, like the page. Help us out, Raider Nation. You know what I'm saying? Let's if you like the content, give us a like, give us a subscribe. So, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of talent out there for us, and it's going to be, what do we do? So, what do you think?
Oh yeah, of course. And that's one thing that I kind of want to like bring it to Raider Nation. You know what I'm saying? Because I know moving up, it's for me moving up is the key for Jaden Daniels. That's it. I'm not moving up for nobody else. I'm not gonna if nobody wants to play with us, nobody wants to work with us on getting Jane Daniels, and that's it. My trade offer stops there, and that's moving up to getting him. So at 13 though, at 13, you can't risk the fact of passing up on a talent at any position because this draft is actually pretty deep at the beginning rounds. You know what I'm saying? D tackle, offensive lineman, like I said, wide receiver. We touched on that. Uh, Quarterback is deep, but I believe we can get some good ones in the 2nd round, in my opinion. I believe guard guard is it's not that deep, but there's some good guards in this draft as well. Offensive tackles, cornerbacks. Uh, I think I think for me is if we need to make sure we make the right pick. I don't want to come out of that draft thinking like what happened here. You know what I mean? Who is this guy? Someone that we don't know that constantly happens to us. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
So yeah, no, I think this draft is heavily talented, and I'm actually excited to see what happens. I mean, if worst comes to worst, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely my take as well, and that's kind of why we want to do this podcast for you, Raider Nation, is to give you some prospects, our rankings of where we have our quarterbacks, our tackles, our cornerbacks, guards, and stuff like that. Me and EP, we're kind of different on our prospects, so you're gonna get a taste of different different prospects um, to kind of chew on, to kind of do some homework on and stuff like that. Um, you know, and I think AP is going to be in the same. He's in the same boat as we are. He wants a quarterback, and the apple of his eye is Jaden Daniels. He's not hid that. He's let it be known that's the quarterback he wants.
Yep.
So what we're going to do today for you guys is kind of peel back the onion. We're going to talk about quarterbacks. We're going to talk about their strengths, weaknesses. We're going to talk about the right tackles, strengths, weaknesses, and then we're going to talk about cornerbacks, strengths and weaknesses. Give you some different prospects to, that you probably never heard of, or you probably heard of, but you don't know quite, what you would get if he was to be drafted by the Raiders. So hopefully this insight that we give you is beneficial for you guys. So before I start, Caleb Williams is not on the list. I mean, to me, he's going number one. The Bears got him locked up, so he's not even in the draft for me. To me, the draft starts with Washington and Jaden Daniels. I mean, he's the apple of AP's eye. He's the apple of my eye. So he is the number one quarterback on my rankings. Now, what I look for in quarterbacks is three things that I want in my quarterback. So I want accuracy, I want pocket awareness, and I want mobility. So with the accuracy part, in the NFL, you got a clean pocket about 45% of the time. So 55% of the time, you're working with muddy pockets, pressure. You got a lot of things going around you in the NFL, right? And I want a quarterback that is able to be accurate to where things break down, and he's hit with some adversity. I want him to be able to still deliver the ball accurately for me, and a not so clean pocket. That's one. Two, pocket awareness. Being able to maneuver in the pocket, step up and to make throws again in a muddy pocket. Being able to slide side to side. Being able to move within the pocket, let things develop, let things happen. Keep your eyes up. I need you to keep your eyes up, not focus on the rush. Let the plays develop and be able to deliver the ball when need be, but also by maneuvering in the pocket. Be aware of your rush lanes so that way you're able to get out and extend plays. And that goes into my third thing, which is the mobility part. Again, I've just talked about it. I need you to be mobile. I need you to be able to have the pocket awareness to know when things are breaking down and there's not a play to be made downfield. You have the awareness to either find your rush lanes or get out out the pocket and extend the plays with your legs, get the first down, get big chunks, or take it to the house. So that's the three things that I look for in my quarterback. So like I said, Jaden Daniels is number one for me. He's got a first round grade. He is 8th overall on my big board. Some of the strengths that I like of Jaden Daniels, he has great awareness and pocket maneuverability, being able to elude pressure, has excellent vision to find lanes for ground game. He has excellent arm strength that allows him to attack all levels of the field. His quick release allows him to attack the short and intermediate parts of the field. Now I'm gonna kind of stop there for a minute. So how is that is good and why I have him number one? That's sort of like a West Coast style quarterback, right? Luke Getsy kind of runs a West Coast style offense. So what is a West Coast style offense? The short and intermediate, quick release, get the ball out, hit your check downs if you need to, being able to maneuver in the pocket, being able to extend plays, let things happen, and that is perfect for Luke Getsy's scheme. He is the perfect quarterback that fits that mold. He is excellent and thrives in that. He's exceptional on the run, keeps his eyes up to hit downfield targets, and is accurate even when he throws off across his body. So again, there's the athletic part of it. Being able to. There's some quarterbacks that can get out of the pocket and when it's and try to make a throw, they're inaccurate. The ball is either sails high, it's either low. What I'm saying, it's not where it's supposed to be, but Jaden can still deliver that that rock
Yep.
accurately to his receivers to allow yak yards. Um, he processes things quick, which allows him to make sound decisions, like being able to distinguish between being aggressive on throws or opt for the check down. Again, in the West Coast offense, you want to be able to see if the play is there. If it's not, be able to check down and keep the chains moving. But what I like about it is his processor, to where he can diagnose what play what the defense is in, and being able to know where his primary receivers are going to be. And then if the defense throws something else at him after the play is snapped, so post snap, he can say, okay, I can still recognize where what the defense is doing and still be able to make him play. So that's kind of what I like, and also his running ability. He thrives when he gets into the open field. He basically kind of turns into a running back, with his elusiveness or whatever. Case in fact, against Sorter last year, he had pressure at him. He eluded the pressure, got on the outside on the boundary, made a guy miss, and was gone for 85 yards. That speed he had. They even had angles on him, man, and he just went by him. So he's a threat to take to the house. So he has that dual threat ability to either, like I said, stand in the pocket and hit you, kill you in the pocket, and also take off and use his legs as a weapon. So, what do you think so far?
Yeah, hit it right on the head, man. Jane Daniels obviously is my guy too, top guy, top quarter. Well, I kind of changed my stand. You know that I'm really high on Drake May.
Right.
I do believe that Drake May, in the long run, might be a better prospect, in my opinion. I think he has some polishing to do, but I think overall he's a better prospect than Jane Daniels, in my opinion, in the long run. But if you want someone to do an immediate impact right now, Jane Daniels is it, and that's what we need. That's what the Raiders need. They need an immediate impact guy, and come
Right.
in and take take it. Take the bull by his horns. You know what I mean? Now
Mm-hmm.
you talked about what you looked in the quarterback. I got similar stuff, but I got two more things to add to that. Same thing, accuracy, obviously, mobility, pocket awareness. I do put a lot of emphasis on footwork. I want to
Mm-hmm.
see that footwork get better on all these quarterbacks. Actually, all of them have some similar issues attacking the middle of the field. But the main thing for me as a quarterback is the alpha mentality. You can't be a quarterback in this league without having that killer instinct alpha mentality. You
Mm-hmm.
just can't. I don't care who you are. I mean, you can be a good quarterback. You can be a real good top 10, top 5. I mean, top 10, top 15 guy. But if you don't have that killer instinct, it's not going to go anywhere. Look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady has that killer.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about a man that got drafted in the 6th round, almost Mr. Irrelevant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But his demeanor, his work ethic, and his killer instincts will got him to be the GOAT. You know what I mean? And that's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm looking at a quarterback. And the reason being is because he's the leader of the team. You know what I mean? The team has to believe in him that we can win. And if we don't have that, it's never gonna work. But yeah, so like I said, Drake May is the longer, better prospect in my opinion. But James Daniels is a pure number one in my opinion. That's the guy that I'm looking for. That's the guy that I want, and also because of familiarity with AP. You know what I mean? So that goes a long way as well.
Yeah. And see,
And
that's number 4 for me.
I do believe. I'm sorry. I do believe that both have that killer instinct. And I've seen it. I've seen them when they play. So
Yeah, and I think we're going to agree, because I'm fixing to break down, number 2. I'm just going to do the strengths, and then we'll go to the weaknesses.
yeah,
But yeah, so number 4 for me, I just broke it down to 3, but number 4 for me is clutch gene. So what you're saying that you like or whatever is, I call that clutch gene. That thought, that dog mentality or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That when all else fails, hop on board, man, and get on my back, and I'm fixing to, take us to the promised land.
yeah,
That clutch gene, that guys know that, okay, it's time. He's got
yeah,
that look in his eye. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
So yeah, that's that's number 4 for me as far as traits and qualities that I want in a quarterback, and that was number 4. Now, I'm glad that you brought up Drake May, because Drake May is number 2 for me. Now, you know how again, we've talked about this a lot. Like I said, you had a different stance. Drake May was number 1 for you. But with the things, as far as for us, what we need, we need a guy now, that can hit the field. With the team that we have a win now roster ready to go. And I agree, because I had Bo Nix. You know me, I had Bo Nix up there, and just kind of looking and just going through a lot of tape and stuff like that. I came full circle back around. Drake May's number 2 for me. Okay, Drake May is a first round grade. I actually got him 4th overall. So I had Jaden Daniels 8. I got Drake May 4th. But the reason why I
Okay.
got Jaden Daniels number 1 is because, again, the familiarity with AP. That's AP's guy. That's kind of what fits our system, what we want. So that's why he's number 1. Otherwise, Drake May would be number 1 for me. But here's the qualities, man, that I like about Drake May. And I agree. He has a higher upside. He's 21 years old, and he's only going to get better. You know what I'm saying? So some of the strengths. Excellent athlete with quickness and speed, which allows him to be a dual threat quarterback. So he has that athletic ability. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't think about that when you look at Drake May, but he's got basketball background, man. He was an all-state basketball player. He had scholarships to play basketball. He decided to play football. So he is athletic, and he brings that athletic ability to the football field, and it shows. You know what I'm saying? So he can be a dual threat too. He can get out of the pocket and use his legs. So I like that part in his game. He has a very strong arm to deliver throws outside the numbers and downfield. Now, here's the thing. Just kind of listen to what I said. I said, boundary throws and down the field. I'm gonna get to that later on the other throws. But he does excel. Like I said, he does excel at outside the numbers and downfield. He has a great skill to throw off platform with accuracy when things break down. He didn't show so much of that this year, but there were circumstances on why that didn't happen. Why his tape is different from this year compared to last year, and I'll get into that on his weaknesses. He has great accuracy across 3 levels of the field, or actually 2 levels of the field. I'm sorry, with occasional flashes of touch. Operates effortlessly within a scheme of the offense with timing plays and hits his check down options. So that is critical, and that is huge. So when you hear that, the first thing comes to mind is, okay, so within the scheme, rhythm and timing. So that's the type of quarterback that he is. You've seen it so much 2 years ago compared to this year, when he had his weapons, when he had the offensive line, he was able to be protected. Dude carved you apart. He was able to, like I said, within the scheme, he knew exactly
Yep.
where he's supposed to go. Rhythm, timing. He gets the ball, boom. You give this man time, he is going to kill you. He's going to tear you apart. You're not going to be able to stop him, because he's going to be on a roll. Now, what gets him is, again, it's no weaknesses, and I get to the weaknesses. But if he has a clean pocket, and like I said, everything's rolling, he doesn't have any worries, and he knows, okay, I'm gonna have time to do this or whatever. Dude is he's untouchable, man. So, last thing for me, he is the prototypical quarterback build: height, weight, arm strength. Why I say that is, if you look at his comps, everybody has 2 comps for him. Some people say one, some people say the other, but it all ties back into an elite quarterback. He has Josh Allen as a comp. He has Justin Herbert as a comp. That is his 2 comps. Raider Nation.
Hey
I
man,
know you ever heard his name.
that's kind of why I'm kind of like, I don't know why you didn't pick on number 1, bro. You know what I mean? Because Justin Herbert's your guy. You know what I mean?
Well, like I said, he's 4th overall. I got Jaden
Yep.
Daniels 8th.
Yeah.
Again, the same reason why you changed your tunes, because of our need for the Raiders. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? What we are looking for. But any other draft, if it wasn't Jaden Daniels and we didn't have AP as head coach or whatever, any other draft, Drake May would be number one for me. You know what I'm saying? But going back to the point to when you have those two comps, when you say he's the prototypical quarterback with the height, weight, arm strength, and you see the success that Justin Herbert's had and Josh Allen has had, that's the type of quarterback that you want, right? And piggyback on what you said, when you move up in a draft, you want to move up for guys that you know that has the elite ability. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if they're going to be elite, but the upside and the, what they've shown you in college shows you that they have elite stuff, right? And that's what you want to go up for. You don't want to go up for a quarterback that is a star, or that is above average, or what I'm saying, that can be a solid quarterback. Because when it comes time to pay a solid quarterback and he's not elite, elite money, then it hampers you and handicaps you on trying to build your team, because you're paying one person and you can't now put a team around him, and he is not a quarterback that can basically pull the team. He is the basically the tractor, or he's not the truck. You know what I'm saying? Being pulled by a trailer. He's a trailer that needs a truck, which is a team around him to succeed. So he's definitely one, man, that I would definitely move up for. But I think for our team, I don't think that he would fit our scheme. So that's why I don't think that we would entertain that. But I would love, what I'm saying, to have a Drake May. So it's Jaden Daniels for me. 1A, 1B would be Drake May. They'll be the only two quarterbacks that I move up for. All the other quarterbacks, I am staying at 13, and I may not even take a quarterback there at 13. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. So that's my two. Who's your number two?
Yeah.
Oh, Drake May was your number two, right?
Yeah. So Drake May's my number two. I had, like I said, I had him neck to neck, him and Jaden Daniels. He touched on pretty much everything what you said. I believe I believe Jaden Daniels has more of the mobility, more tied to like maybe like Lamar Jackson type.
Mm-hmm.
But Drake May reminds me a lot of his mobility with like a Josh Allen, but his throwing motion accuracy is more like a Justin Herbert. So
Yeah.
so that combination right there is that's like making a quarterback in a quarterback room. You know what I mean? Like putting them in, creating your own quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's kind of what you're looking for. But
Mhm.
but no, yeah, he's my second guy, and like I said, I had Jay Daniels first. We didn't talk about Caleb Williams because obviously we know he's a clear number one. We're not can't even discuss that. You know what I mean? Because ain't nobody gonna move for that. So Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and yeah, that's my number two. So you're right on it. We're on the same page in this.
Okay. Do you want me to give number three, or you want to do number three? You want to do your three first?
My third quarterback.
Yeah. Do you want to go? You want to go
Yeah,
for three, or you want me to go?
I'll go for three if you want. I don't
Okay.
mind.
Who's your number three?
So I got actually this is probably gonna surprise a lot of people, but I got JJ McCarthy. It's my third quarterback.
Okay. All
You
right.
know, it might not surprise you because me and you talk about it constantly.
Mm-hmm.
But JJ McCarthy is my guy. He's a young kid, still got a lot to learn, got some development to do, no doubt. But that guy, that kid right there, out of all these quarterbacks here, in my opinion, has that King Kong aspect to him. You know what I mean? Has that killer instinct to him. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
He might not be. And you know what? I don't know what the knock on him is a lot because I seen some tape on him, and the kid can throw, man. The kid can throw. The kid can run. Has tremendous mobility. The
Mm-hmm.
kid can throw and move. The knock on him is probably his size, his accuracy. Sometimes it's not as good as we would want,
Mm-hmm.
but I think all that can be fixed. So I'm gonna go with this pros right now, and has mobility, has a killer instinct, has a strong arm, in my opinion. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what people are saying. I think he can make all the throws. Um, and like I said, I think his biggest attribute here is having that mentality, that goat mentality. You know what I mean? That alpha.
Yep.
As a young kid coming in, and you already have that mentality, imagine when you're an established veteran, what you can do, what you can create, and what you can accomplish. So
Right.
that's my number three right there. You know, I couldn't break them down. I couldn't break them down too much because I'll go into. I don't want to go into deep. But what do you think?
Yeah. We kind of talked about it. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that I liked, and you said the same thing. Like it's like we both said the same thing together. You know, it's like we were in sync. You know, we were watching the scouting combine, man, and I said that watching this kid at the scouting combine and how he interacted, you know what I'm saying? Again, that dog, you know, that leadership mentality, you know. And I had, you know, how I feel about Bo Nix, man. I had Bo Nix up here, right? But watching him interact with other prospects, and you know, he was standoffish. You know, he just didn't seem like he wanted to be there. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, you know, you seen JJ McCarthy. You know, he was, you know, running around. He was, you know, fist bumping, chest bumping. Man, Xavier Worthy, when he broke the record, the first person that was there, man, to chest bump him and give him love was JJ McCarthy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's just like he energizes, you
yeah,
know, everybody. You know what I'm saying? So and that stuck in my head. You know, I was like, wow, okay. And this kid's 21 years old, right? So you know, so he's your number three. He's my number three
there you
on
go.
the list. I have him late first round, early second round grade. I have him 21st overall on my big board. Okay. Now, strengths. Again, you touched on a lot, and I'm glad, you know what I'm saying? So that way now Raider Nation, you know, people out there can see, you know, it's not one person's objective about the quarterback, you know what I'm saying, or about a prospect. You know, the things that you said, you know, I'm fixing to line up, you know, the same thing. So obviously we see the same thing in JJ McCarthy. So his strengths is he has a really good arm talent. The way he zips the ball through tight spaces is evident. If you go back and look some of those throws, man, I don't know how he got some of those throws through those little small, tiny windows between a linebacker and a safety. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just pinpoint. And it was crazy going back and watching his film. And it wasn't just one throw. I mean, it was several throws, man, where he was just it had to be there and he got it there. You know, through the smallest of windows. Um, let's see. He has a really good agility in the pocket, using his feet to buy time and keep his eyes downfield to get the ball to his playmakers. Again, that's one of the qualities that I had. You said he wasn't, you know, great. He's not elite, but he's good, and that's what I have. He has good, you know, agility in the pocket. So, um, let's see, has a strong pocket presence in high pressure situations, which allows him to display his deep ball accuracy, which he excels at. So again, you know, when you have a quarterback that excels at that, and you have a strong run game like, you know, Michigan did, you know what I'm saying? So you have that RPO, he is going to kill you. You
Yeah,
know, that safeties and linebackers come up, and oh my God, you know, and again his pocket presence or whatever, he'll stand in there, man, he'll take a shot to the chin, you know, to get the ball downfield. That toughness, you know, aspect of the game that you talked about.
and I don't, I
Uh,
don't I don't intend to rub, but his size. You know, a lot of people complain about his size, but his size actually helps him in the way he plays. I don't know if you noticed that. I
mm-hmm.
noticed when he plays, his size actually, yeah, he's like I believe 6'2", 6 foot even, maybe 6'2",
I
6'1".
think he's 6'2".
Yeah, so his size actually helps him a lot to maneuver the pocket a little bit
Mm-hmm.
better.
Yep.
And a lot of people knock on him with the size, but I think it's a plus on his part.
Oh yeah. Now, I know you're gonna love this. I know you're gonna love this. This is what I have. Now, again, this is what I have wrote down here. Okay,
Okay,
he has that clutch gene.
yeah,
Again, let me reiterate that, Raider Nation. He has that clutch gene, which allows his natural leadership and intangibles to guide his team to wins and not feel that they're ever out of a game. You see
exactly.
it, I see it, I wrote it down. Okay.
Yeah,
And you said something when you first started about you don't know what people are missing, or why he's getting a bad rap or whatever. Just listening to some radio stations, and just listening to people talk about him. The first thing that comes in out of their mouths is he's a game manager. And why they say he's a game manager is because he really didn't throw the ball that much in college. He wasn't really asked to do that much. Or I think he has the lowest passing attempts out of all the quarterbacks coming out in this draft, right? But they pinpoint 2 games. I don't know you. I know when I say it, you're probably gonna be like, yeah, I've heard it a million times on the radio. They talk about 2 games where he only passed for 8 passes in 2 games in the second half, right? But they don't ever bring context to the story. They just say that and throw that out there, but they don't give a reason, why. They just kind of throw it out there. So now people, that hears this think, okay, he's not very obviously. The coaches don't believe in him. They don't trust it. Trust him to be able to make plays or whatever. That's why they didn't want him to throw the ball. No, the reason is that Jim Harbaugh got suspended for 3 or 4 games, right? So the assistant head coach took over the team. So he took over an undefeated team, the number 1 team in the nation, and that was picked to win the national championship, right? The Natty. He didn't want to screw that up. He's nervous. He's like, no, I don't want to screw this up. So what he did was he asked his quarterback, hey, this is the game plan. This is what we're going to do. We're going to get a lead, and we're going to grind it out. Did he complain? Did he bellyache? Did he get mad? Did he throw his hammer? Did his teammates see any of that on his face? No. He said, okay, coach, I got you. He didn't think about his number 1 status or being the top quarterback or it's going to hurt my first round grade or whatever. He was all he was worried about was win the game. He didn't worry about his stats. He wasn't a stat pattern. He didn't worry about well, I got to get my stats. No, how am I going to win this game? Coach is asking me to do this, and he feels this is the way for us to win this game. I'm going to do it. His teammates saw that and said, hey, we're going to rally. Let's go. We got this. So when you throw that out there, put some context behind it on why. That's why. And he didn't do that when Jim Harbaugh came back.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And even in those games, when he was asked to throw the ball, when it was time for him to make a play, what did he do? He made the play. He had the highest completion percentage, the most yards, and the most touchdowns on 3rd down and 4th down out of all the quarterbacks in this draft.
I was just going to say that. Did they mention that in one of those games towards the end, what did he do? He got a first down.
Yeah.
Got a first down to win that game.
Yeah.
But they don't mention that. Mention that. That's all you need, though. I mean, if I'm asking you to get a first down, I don't care about a touchdown. I need you to just get a first down. Keep the chains moving. He will do that. He will do that. And that's why he's my 3rd quarterback, man. I know I've told you plenty of times that for some reason I would actually take this kid. At 13, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Now, that's not. I'm not shooting for that. Okay? I'm not saying we're taking him at 13. I'm not saying that. But if, like you said, if this was another year, maybe if it would have stayed another year in Michigan or something, he probably would have been number 1 prospect in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that because we've heard so much about Michael Penix. Michael Penix to the Raiders. He's been mocked to us. It's almost to the point to where it's Michael Penix or bust. You know what I'm saying?
It's scary. It's scary, bro.
Exactly. If you listen to a lot of people, and I'm like, if JJ McCarthy is on the board and Michael Penix is on the board, even though I wouldn't want to draft him that high, I wouldn't want to, get him at 13. I would get JJ McCarthy before I get Michael Penix, 100 times out of 100. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I wouldn't, as much as I wanted to, you can go one or two ways. Like when I get a quarterback or if I get a player at 13, I want them to step on the field. And I want them to be an immediate impact, right? Especially quarterback. You're going to be clamored to play that guy, right? And he's not ready. He needs a redshirt year. He has to work out a lot of his weaknesses. He needs to get into a program NFL program where NFL coaches, and he doesn't have to worry about going to school. He doesn't have to worry about going to class and all that stuff or whatever. He can just focus on his job because when he gets in the NFL, it's his job, right? And
Yeah.
then he gets that consistent repetition, getting in his brain, doing it every day. He'll hone those skills and he'll be a lights out. You know what I'm saying? But he needs that year to sit. Someone like Patrick Mahomes. Not comparing him to Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying in a situation where Patrick Mahomes came in, he had set for a year. While Alex Smith, took basically man the team. Carson Palmer had to sit. Um, let's see, Jordan
Tom
Love.
Brady, Tom Brady had to sit.
Tom Brady had to sit. Aaron Rodgers had to sit. Jalen Hurts had to sit. So these quarterbacks, sat and learned and basically worked out their deficiencies. And then whenever it's time for them, to hit the field, they hit the field running. That's my only fear. If we draft him at 13, what I'm saying, like I don't think that we give him that year, and it may hurt him. What I'm saying, it may hurt his progression in the long run. So I'm with you. I would think very, very, very hard at 13 if he was there. But I'm
Yep.
not thinking very, very hard if Michael Penix is there. No chance. And I dang sure are not moving up in a draft, as some has suggested that we do to take Michael Penix, just because if Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Kelly Williams, and J.J. McCarthy go off the board, now we got to press, now we got to reach, now we got to stress out and panic. We got to move up and get ahead of Broncos or whatever, man, to get Michael Penix. That is the dumbest thing that I've heard.
Yep.
So, anyways, that's my three. Do you want to do one more? I got three more quarterbacks. Do you want to do all three? Do you want to move on to the next prospects, or do you want to finish out the three?
I mean, I can just tell you what my other three are like after that, but I won't really break them down because I'm not gonna, you know what I mean. I'm not gonna worry about them pretty much. I mean, so I do like Michael Penix. I'm not saying I don't, but he's not my first pick.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, and then I like Bo Nix. I really do. I like Bo Nix as well. But like I said, I don't believe he after talking to you a couple times and you've seen him play because that was one of your guys that you really liked, and you mentioning that to me that just automatically for me is like a no no. You know what I mean about him not communicating with his teammates, not having that alpha mentality. I don't know if he does or not. I'm not saying he doesn't, but it, communication with your teammates is key for me, and that already kind of knocked him down for me. That just because of that, you know what I mean. And I got one more kid that I really like.
I know you. I know you fixing to say probably who I'm fixing to say.
And
But go
and
ahead.
and this kid, man, this kid, you know, if you think about it, he was in the running for Heisman.
Okay.
I think you
Okay.
know who I'm talking about.
All right. It's different from
Unexpected.
mine. So.
Okay, and got hurt, and that team went to crap. Florida State, Jordan Travis.
Mm-hmm.
Watching this kid's tape, I was watching it just last week, and my comparison to him was two guys that came to mind. But I believe he's a better thrower and has better accuracy than Justin Fields and Colin Kaepernick.
Okay.
He has the mobility like Colin Kaepernick, in my opinion, and Justin Fields. He can move. Obviously, he has an injury now, so this kid can drop all the way to the fourth, fifth, maybe sixth round. We don't know.
I
I'm
have
willing
a
to take.
I have a fifth. I have a fifth round, sixth round grade on him. So
Okay. I
that's what I
believe
have.
I believe we can take a shot at him. Let him sit, let him heal, learn the NFL. This kid can be a hidden gem, man. Straight up. I like Spencer Rattler as well. I do. I
Mm-hmm.
really like Spencer Rattler. I think he has a killer mentality himself. To be honest, I mean, getting benched for Caleb Williams. I mean, come on, you can't.
Right.
What can you do with that aspect? You know what I mean? I mean, at the end of the day, you want to be you got to beat the best to be the best. But at this point, it was just the way it worked out for him. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's my guy. So I got. This I'm gonna go from the top bottom. Jaden Daniels, Drake May, JJ McCarthy. I'm gonna go with Michael Penix. I'm gonna go with Bo Nix. What's his name? Jordan Travis, and Spencer Rattler.
Okay. All right. So yeah, this is crazy. I didn't think that we were going to be kind of in line, similar because again, we do a lot of talking, man. Like I said, Raider Nation is 24/7 with me and EP, man. We constantly are back and forth talking. Talking Raiders or whatever. So, and we've went back and forth. We've had different rankings or whatever. And the more and more we dig, the more and more things that comes out or we see. You know what I'm saying? It changes for us. So speaking of Jordan Travis, I have Jordan Travis number 8 on my list on prospects. So I do have. So mine is obviously Jaden Daniels, Drake May, JJ McCarthy. Um, I have Bo Nix, Michael Penix, and I have Spencer Rattler. So the thing that knocked me or knocked Bo Nix for me was the whole thing that I said, and then also too, listening to Raiders radio, and then having a beat writer that covers the team, say his interaction with Bo Nix didn't go so great. you know, um, he just kind of asked him, just a simple question, and he just, blew him off. And, he said, I don't know, maybe the kid was having a bad day or whatever, but he is in an environment to where, he's being pulled here, people's talking to him, asking him, for interviews and stuff like that. So he's in an environment that he knows that he's, this is going to happen.
And
And
that's
so,
that's a red flag, B. That's a red flag because
yeah, yeah,
in this business, you gotta have that. You gotta be able to deal with that pressure. You gotta be
exactly.
able to deal with stuff like that. You know what I mean? And these type of situations are gonna occur during the game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's already a knock. That's a huge red flag.
Yeah, and that's why I knocked him down. I mean, like I had him high, and I knocked him down. Just for that. Now I'm not going to talk about Michael Penix. I mean, obviously everybody talks about Michael Penix. I have a lot of red flags with Michael Penix, but I do want to talk about because of the time. I do want to talk about, and I do want to say his strengths is I really like Spencer Rattler. I really like Spencer Rattler, and the reason being, like if there's let me kind of go through the strengths, and then I'll get into that. So with Spencer, you kind of touched on it or whatever. It's not a knock on him to get beat out by Caleb Williams. I mean, he's going number 1 in the draft. You know what I'm saying? He's they're saying that he's the next generational quarterback that's come out since Andrew Luck or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So he's that dude, right? So it's not a knock on him getting beat out, but I want to kind of go in a little bit deeper. So I think what a lot of people with Spencer Rattler is they're kind of turned off on Spencer, and they're kind of stale on Spencer because of that elite quarterback thing that he was in at when he was 17 years old. I mean, the kid's 17 years old. He's been hyped up. He's been put on the pedestal. He's basically saying you're the next best thing since sliced bread. They even put the label on him, the next Patrick Mahomes. If you go look at his YouTube videos and all the stuff that he was doing with the different arm angles and how he was doing and scrambling around and trying to make the hero plays and stuff, they were saying, okay, this is the next, the next Patrick Mahomes, right? Then he goes to OU, and then he was too immature, right? And he gets in there and he starts getting a little bit of adversity. He didn't know how to handle it because again, he's been told he was so great. When someone tells you, okay, you're not great, you don't know how to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, Caleb Williams comes in, and then he's like, "Well, I'm out of here." And then a lot of people's like, "Okay, that's just the cowardly way to do it." So he transfers. He don't want to compete. He just gives up. And tucks and run. No, he decided that what was best for him is to go to South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? And that was the best thing for him because he was able to kind of see and grow up and mature, you know what I'm saying, and see the bad things that he did. And he was able to say, okay. And that's one of the things he talked about. He said, the biggest thing that I'm happy with in my transition and my growth is my maturity, how I was able to coming in as a young kid, have everything thrown at me, and then, didn't handle the adversity the best way You know what I'm saying? Looking back, if I could change anything, that'd be what I would change. He goes, but I've grown from that and I've gotten better at that. So he's humbled in that aspect. Now, as far as his game, if you look at the things that he was doing at OU, the weaknesses that I have for him, he didn't have that in OU. Why? Because he had a team around him. He had offensive line. He had, 5-star recruits. He had NFL pro players, at running back, at wide receiver, at tight end. You know what I'm saying? So he had superstar, like NFL, like players playing with. He goes to South Carolina. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have an offensive line. He's running around for his life. He's having to make, all the plays, make something happen in order for the team to win. He didn't really have any receivers. He found one and in Xavier Legette, and he basically rode Xavier because he only felt confident in Xavier. But here's some of the strengths, man. And I think by reading his strengths, you'd be like, wow, okay, wait a minute, that sounds like a first round quarterback, right? So I have a third round grade on him, 72 overall, and I look at that as we got the 77th pick. So if we miss out on, those quarterbacks or whatever, I wouldn't stress out because I know that he's rated 72. We're sitting at 77. Now, if I have to move up 4 or 5 spots to get Spencer Rattler, I am cool with that because I'm not giving up a lot of high, assets. I can, a 5 here, 6 here, whatever to kind of move up 4 or 5 spots to get Spencer Rattler. So I'm not worried about that, right? And I know that I have someone that is a project that I'm going to have to groom. I'm cool with that because we got Gardner Minshew and we got Aiden O'Connell. He can sit, he can learn, he can work on his deficiencies that he needs to work on. I would want him to sit for the first year anyway, right?
Yeah.
So that way in the second year, what I'm saying, if he's ready, let him go. So let me do the strengths and then we'll move on to the next position rankings. So his strengths. He excels. He has excellent arm strength and arm talent to make all the throws. Labeled as a mobile quarterback, he is skilled as a pocket passer and has a nice feel for pressure. Let's see. All right, can pass the ball everywhere on the field, especially when given a pocket which to deliver the ball in, step up into the pocket, maneuver side to side while looking downfield. Ball placement is a strength. He has a natural instincts to make the throws when forced to improvise. Okay, has elite accuracy on intermediate and short throws, flashes with anticipation and on intermediate throws, and shows the ability to lead with deep passes. Good zip and ball placement on quick slants. He's good touch down the seam and on post corner and flag routes to attack the defenses vertically and horizontally. He's a natural athlete. He showcases impeccable balance, light-footed mobility, fluid in his hips, and seamlessly. He moves seamlessly within the pocket, eluding defenders. He excels in the short to mid throws that allows him to lead wide receivers, letting them, gain yak yards. One of his standout traits is his rapid release, coupled with the ability to throw from a variety of arm angles, making him a threat. That's pretty much it. So I read those things to you. What do you think about that, man? Like, I mean, again, does that sound like a quarterback that has potential, that has the tools to be an elite quarterback? Again, considering where he was when he was coming out of that elite quarterback camp at 17 years old when he went to OU.
Oh no, definitely, most definitely. Spencer Rattler was actually at one point was considered a high level player. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if we can get Spencer Rattler in the second, that'd be a steal. I mean, that'd be great. I mean, like I said, if we have to move up to grab him in the first round to get a 5th-year option on him, that's fine. I don't mind that. I'd take him before Penix
Mm-hmm.
any time of day. You know what I mean? He is a little bit undersized. He's 6 foot even.
Yep. He's the
That's
smallest one out of the quarterbacks coming out. He's the smallest one.
Yep. Russell Wilson 2.0 right there when Russell Wilson was in his prime. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So so now he's actually another favorite of mine. I mean, I didn't bring him up because I, um I was trying to see if we can go through the whole process of bringing Raider Nation the sleepers that we have. You know what I mean? That not a lot of people are talking about. Like
Mm-hmm.
I also got a Michael Pratt here. I
I do
got him
too.
at I got him as a fifth, fourth rounder grade, maybe a six as well. But I think he's pretty aggressive with the ball. I think he he has tremendous arm strength, but his accuracy and his ball placement sometimes gets a little iffy. You know what I mean? He throws some picks and all that, but he has ideal size as a quarterback. He has mobility.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a prototypical type that you might want to sit for a year and then put him out there the following year. I think the kid can play. To be honest,
Yeah. Yeah.
his arm strength is similar to actually our very own Aiden O'Connell. You know what I mean?
That's
Has a very
exactly what.
similar tactic. You know what I mean? And very smart, sharp kid.
Mm-hmm.
So no, there's some guys out there, but we can move on that. But I just just for Raider Nation to understand, um, Michael Penix not the end of the world. All right, it's not the end of the
Right.
world.
Right.
You got Spencer Rattler, you got Jordan Travis. If you want to take a shot at him being injured, that's fine. You can sit him. And then you got Michael Pratt too that you can take in the later rounds. I mean, there's some guys there. There's some guys there. I mean, obviously we want that killer alpha that killer alpha like Jaden Daniels. But if we can't get him, let's not panic. Take the right guy at number 13.
Right, absolutely. And Michael Pratt, I got him ninth on my list.
Okay.
I couldn't find a 10th quarterback, so I just actually have 1 through 9. But Michael Pratt is number 9 for me. I got a third round, late third round, early fourth round grade on him. And I do have their stat. He's 6'2", 217. Spencer Rattler 6 feet 211. And Jordan Travis is 6'1", 200. And all the other quarterbacks are, 6'4" for Jaden Daniels, 6'4" for Drake May, 6'2" for JJ
I
McCarthy.
believe Michael Pratt 6'3", G.
The what?
I think Michael Pratt 6'3".
Okay, well, 6'3". Okay, 6'2", 6'3". I mean,
Yeah,
that's still a good size quarterback. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And to me, like you just touched on it. I already got Aiden O'Connell in the building. If they just wanted to take a quarterback just to have a third quarterback on the roster or whatever, absolutely. He is out there to take. But I look at him and I look at Aiden O'Connell as the same. I mean, they
yeah.
just they mirror each other or whatever. So
I do think Michael Pratt has a little bit more mobility though. I do believe he can escape the pocket a little bit better.
that I agree. There's another one that I looked at. That actually was two more that I looked at that I didn't have it, on the list that I couldn't bring myself to even make number 10. Was Sam Hartman from Notre Dame,
Okay. Yeah,
and
I like
then
that kid.
and there's another one or whatever. But all right, so let's say we didn't go, we couldn't get quarterback. We obviously we couldn't get Jane Daniels, and JJ McCarthy was gone. He's not there at 13. What need would you go with? Would you go with right tackle? And if you would go with right tackle, give me some of your right tackle, or give me some of your tackles that you would take at 13. Or if it's cornerback, and give me your cornerbacks that you would take at 13.
Well, first and foremost, I love my defensive tackle. I
Absolutely,
love my defensive tackle. So
absolutely.
if one of those defensive tackles is there, man, I don't know. I might just take them. I don't care if it's a strength already. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you can't have too many of those, man. Mahomes, you know what I mean? With Mahomes in there.
Well, we got a mock draft, Raider Nation, to kind of let you guys know. We will be doing a mock draft next week. So in your mock draft, your boy EP may take a defensive tackle
Yeah,
if it defensive
I might just take one.
tackle.
Well, yeah, no, but you know what? At this point, I think defensive tackle is a strength in the Raiders team, but at the same time, I do believe that we have some guys that are on 1 year deals. We might take them, but if you're asking me what need I would take, I might just go offensive tackle.
Okay.
Might just go offensive tackle.
Okay.
I believe Joe Out will be gone by that time.
Okay.
Uh, if Waga's there, Fashanu's there, I'm taking one of the two. But I think my pick will be I'm taking offensive tackle. I'll take Fuaga.
Taking Fuaga.
Yeah.
Okay. What is it you say about Fuaga that you like?
I mean, he's a molder, bro. He's a big dude, big
Yep.
kid. He has that killer instinct, that nastiness in him. He
A
doesn't stop,
dog.
man. He's a dog. He has a motor. He
Yep.
moves people. The kid moves people. You know what I mean? Like he
Hmm.
just moves everybody. He don't care. He runs through you. He great run supporter and great pass supporter. I mean, he can do it all. He can do it all. I mean, he can bend. He can his pad level is right where you need him. You know what I mean? He's not a lot of these young offensive linemen coming in. Their pad level they're too low. They got to
Yep.
get a little. They got to be a little higher. You know what I mean? Because defensive tackles they got to be lower. So think
Right.
about that. So they got. So it just depends how it is. But I think this kid will be a plug and play right off the bat, right tackle. Um, and we can insert him at that. And I don't see much weaknesses in his game. Yeah, he has to learn the NFL level. Maybe a little bit more work on his hands, work on his strength, more moves, how to attack the opponent, maybe. But other than that, the kid has all the tools to be great. I my comparison to him is this. Uh, who is this guy? The Lions took him, I believe, last year or the year before. I'm sorry.
Panay Sewell.
Yeah, that's my comp for him.
Okay.
Or let me see.
So if he's gone, because we know Joe Alt's probably going to be gone, and then say for instance, Talisi Fuaga's gone, who's your second tackle that you would take, or would you take a tackle there? Would you switch?
Yeah, I
Would you
probably will
switch
stick as a cornerback.
cornerback?
Yeah, I'll take Mitchell.
Uh, Quinyon Mitchell.
Mitchell. Yeah, that'll be my guy right there, and then no hesitation.
Okay. So we're kind of in the same boat as speaking of defensive tackles. Um, my ninth rated player on my big board is Big Johnny Newton. So Johnny Newton's ninth on my big board, and right behind him at number 10. So I have two defensive tackles in my top 10. Byron Young's in my top 10. So just kind of want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
I love some D tackles too, bro. So yeah. So with me, if at 13 we didn't get the quarterback that we wanted or whatever, I'm going right tackle, and the right tackle for me is Talisi Fuaga. All the things that you said. He's 6'6", 324. His run block grade is 90, and his pass block grade is 80. So he's within the 80 to 90 percentile. But he's a mauler, man. He's a big mammoth. Saying he punishes you, and he lets you know when he's punishing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You've already said the strengths. We're not going to go with the weaknesses or whatever because we kind of short for time. But now with me, if he's not there, I'm going to transition as well. I am going to probably, I don't know, to kind of keep it interesting. I don't know if I will go cornerback. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go cornerback. I'm gonna go Quinyon Mitchell, just because again, he's got that dog mentality. Um, what I love about Quinyon, man. Let me pull up his stats real quick.
He Quinton Mitchell, his hips are loose, man, and I like that. They're like ballerina. You know what I mean? He can move. He can turn his hips. He can turn around, and that's one of the biggest traits a cornerback needs to have. A defensive back must be able to turn on the fly. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because these wide receivers, man, they'll take you out. You know what I mean? Quick. So, in my opinion, he has a better his footwork, his hips, the way he turns his hips, he turns his head. A ball hawk. I don't want to say ball hawk. He doesn't. I don't know if he has too many interceptions, but
I think he had
he
5 last year.
yeah. So he got better. He got better throughout the years. He did and turning the ball over. But the kid loves to get nasty. He he goes and run. He loves to hit the runner. He's not scared to tackle and running plays. So that's what I like about a corner, man. You can cover if you want to cover. That's fine. If you want to take the ball away, that's fine. But if you don't want to get your hands dirty, you don't belong here. And that and
Absolutely.
and that's what I like. I like him. He likes to get his hands dirty.
So, Raider Nation, I'm gonna go ahead and do his strength real quick, so that way you can kind of see what EP is talking about and what type of cornerback Quinyon Mitchell would be if we were to draft him at 13. He is 6 foot 195. He ran a 4.33 at the combine. He's got 90% cover skills, 87 zone, 90 man. Okay, so
Woo!
just let that set in. All right, strengths displays exceptional field vision and zone coverage, predicting and interrupting the D back. Showcases impressive route recognition and allowing him to react and make a play on the ball. He is known for his tenacity in tackling, exactly what you said, especially against wide receivers where he isn't hesitant to engage physically and assert his presence. His ball skills are among the elite. He excludes a natural instinct for the ball, translating into significant pass deflections and interceptions. He carries a versatile skill set, comfortable both in man zone, though he shows exceptional aptitude for zone schemes, where his ability to read and in that aspect of his game shines. Almost like Jack Jones. I mean, I was going through here and I was like, dang, man, that's everything that I'm describing here is what I see in Jack Jones. Um, his linear quickness and burst are assets in closing gaps and providing recovery makeup speed when closing in on prospects or when closing in on DBs for for the quarterback to wide receivers. So he um, impacts there. So that's his strengths. I'm not gonna go with his weaknesses or whatever, but that's and like I said, that tenacity, man, that dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He wants to get up on you. He wants to be physical. He's gonna let you know, hey, this is gonna be all day. But like with Dion, he's like, hey, I'm gonna be pressed all day. Oh, if I need to, I will. I can zone too.
Yeah.
I can do this too. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that what
And
Jack Jones did? He was press, and he went back to zone and he baited Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm
yep.
saying, to make the play, and he jumped around, took it to the house. You know what I'm saying? Let Patty know. So that's the similar skills and a
He,
similar play that I see from Quinyon Mitchell.
he's a perfect prospect for Patrick Graham's defense.
Yep.
Straight up.
Yep.
He likes to play. Patrick Graham likes to play more man to man. Problem is that we didn't have the personnel, so he was mixing it
Mm-hmm.
zone and man. But with someone like him and Jack Jones on the other side, oh boy. You know what I mean?
Oh my God!
You
And
know
you
that.
got Nate Dogg in the slot.
And see, and me, I didn't pay attention much to his ball skills when it came to interceptions and all that because all the tape that I was watching, I was just watching the way he tackles, man. He's nasty with it.
Mm-hmm.
He's just nasty with it, and he's not afraid. I mean, I was seeing him tackling running backs, taking down running back. You know what I mean,
Yep.
and not being afraid. So,
Mm-mm.
so now he's the top guy, regardless. You know what I mean? I know some people talk about Terry and Arnold. That's fine. He's the second prospect probably, but I think Mitchell's way ahead of him, and
Uh,
you know what I mean,
wow.
than anything.
Yeah, I got Nate. I got Nate Wiggins as my second. I don't
You
know
also
who
you
you
got
have your.
Nate Wiggins, okay. I got Terry and Alden as my second.
Yeah, okay. I got Terry on as my third.
Okay. And I got Higgins right after.
Okay, so we're right around the same ballpark.
Now,
Now,
can I just give you a little couple of sleepers that I got defensive backs that in case we don't get one of these guys.
oh yeah, that was my next question to you.
Oh, okay, go for it.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
I'm gonna go back to the offensive tackles that we were talking about. In case we don't land one of these top offensive tackles in the first round, there's still plenty of meat left in the bone, Raider Nation. So
Mhm.
this draft is deep. This draft is deep, and there's some guys out there that can still be available. Like maybe I got one of my guys here that I have on my board. Let me look at my board here. Say for example, you got a Jordan Morgan out of Arizona, 6'5", 311 pounds. He's a molar, aggressive. Sometimes too much aggressiveness, has great pad level, can't get to the second level, needs some more work on his footwork, but and needs to control the aggressiveness. Other
Okay.
than that, he can probably cause some penalties because that's how aggressive he is. But I like that. I like that dog mentality.
Right.
But it's not. He doesn't cause penalties by holding and nothing like that. He just might be too. He gets too hyped up in the game. You know what I mean? That's what I noticed when I was watching some tape on him. But
Yeah.
the kid is a molar, man. He moves everybody. He can move everybody. He has great run support, great pass protection. Um, Needs to work a little bit on the pass, but I think he'd be great in the second round, third round. I got my guy that I really like, Blake Fisher out of Notre Dame.
Okay.
I, he went through some injuries. Kid is a big nasty molar as well. 6'6", 327. Um, he just I think he's a complete player, to be honest. It's just that a lot of people are not talking about him, and why is he falling is because of injury. And then
Right.
one guy that I got out of Houston, coming out of Houston, Patrick Paul, which I've been watching, 6'7", big dude, 315. See, I'm picking up a big dudes because that's what we want. We want the big motors in the front
He
as
just
well.
missed my cut.
Yeah.
He's number 11 for me. Patrick
Okay.
Paul. Yeah, he just missed my top 10.
He can get a little handsy with his hands, but
Hmm.
the dude is nasty with it. He's
Yep.
nasty with it. He finishes you. That's what I like about him. He finishes you. He'll take your ass down. You know what I
Right.
mean? So that's one guy. And then on the defensive backs, my cornerbacks, I got a kid from Missouri, 5'11", 89, and it's Rick Straw,
Okay.
plays physical, likes to get his hands dirty, which I'm big on when it comes to corners. Needs to work a little bit on turning his head though when he's playing on man to man. And then my favorite out of all of them right here is Lassiter, Kamari Lassiter out of Georgia. I
Okay.
really like that kid. I think that kid has all the traits to be good.
Yep.
His size a little is not ideal. Is 5'11", but I mean corners nowadays are that's what you're gonna get from 5'11" to 6 foot. You know what I mean? And you don't. So I think, but I really do think that this kid can fall. I think he's a sleeper, and we might find him in the later rounds in case we don't really don't get one of the top guys there. But I think he'll be available in the later rounds.
Okay.
I got Max Melton from Rutgers and Elijah Jones from uh, 185, 100, 185 pounds, Elijah Jones, and that's all I got right there.
Okay. Man, that's a good list. Because similar for me. I have a lot of those guys on my list. So I'm gonna do cornerbacks, and then I'm gonna talk about two tackles, and I'm gonna do their strengths or whatever. Because I do want to definitely give a shout out to this guy. But as for me, so you said Enos Rakashaw. I got him seventh on my list. Max Milton, I have him nine on my list. Um, who else did you say? Oh, Kamari Lassiter, he's sixth on my list. So
Okay,
I do have those guys in my top 10,
okay,
and they're good prospects. So Max Milton, I have a second, late second, early round, third round grade on him,
okay,
63rd overall. Enos Rakashaw, I have a late second, third round grade on, 49th overall. Kamari Lassiter, he's a late second, third round grade. He's 62nd overall. Um, but the guys that I want to talk about, the tackles, is obviously one is Amari Mims.
oh yeah, Amari Mims. See, I had him actually. I think he can probably go in the first. Honestly,
Oh yeah, Amari Mims. Let's see, I have who you had Amari. So Amari Mims is first. I have a first round grade on him, 19th overall.
Yep.
I got him ahead of J.C. Latham. But
Yep.
this is what I like about Amari. He's 6'8", 340. His wing or his arms is 36 and 1/8. He's 92 percentile in his arms, 86 and 6'8" wingspan. That is 100% percentile in wingspan. Pass block blade, pass block grade is 89%. Run block is 76. So he's more, of a pass blocking right tackle. He can, run block. His strengths are he's a massive dude, man. He has a massive frame and elite mass and length. Explosive and high energy. He's a high energy athlete. Exceptional rotational freedom, length and frame density contributes to hyper elite power. Effective in loading his base and generating torque through extensions, easily displacing defenders off the snap. Impressive, agile, and lateral movements for his size. Adapt and at matching stunts and stunning pass rushers. He's effective in pass protection through a combination of athleticism, strength, and impressive wingspan. Strong understanding of leverage, pass protection, employing controlled lean and knee bend at his reach. So that's his strengths. Now the other one that I want to talk about now, this is a sleeper. Okay, so this guy, let's see what I have. I have him second round. I think I have him second round. Second round, 40th overall on my big board. It's Kingsley Sewell Matua.
Oh yeah, we're out of
6'5".
BYU.
Yes, he's 6'5", 326, 87 pass block, and 70 run block.
Oh yeah.
But listen to his strengths, bro. Elite athletic skills. He hit 21.5 miles per hour last year. He was clocked at 326. Okay.
Wow.
He's fluid, smooth. He's super explosive and can throw tons of weight around. Bro, I watched him throw edge rushers with one arm. I mean, he was just like one arming. It wasn't like it was just a one-off. I mean, he was one arming these dudes, bro. And I'm like, what? I was like, that was the most impressive thing I seen when I was going through these tackles. I was like, okay, he's going on my list. Highly efficient at attacking with his mass to create seals and alleys, showcasing his ability to dominate in the run game. Shows versatility and range, capable of playing both tackle positions with an RPO heavy zone based scheme. Exhibits a potent snap strap technique, effectively neutralizing rushers with striking leverage. This demonstrates good lateral mobility and footwork, key for maintaining balance and countering defenders. Yeah, it's a lot, man. A lot that I like about this guy. You know what I'm saying? So to kind of put an end to this, like you said, Raider Nation, it's not, it's not the end of the world, man. I mean, there's a lot of prospects out there, man, that you probably never heard of. Hopefully, me and EP has shone some light on some of these other prospects, gave you a little bit of their strengths and weaknesses, and some things that you can actually take to, for yourself, do some research on or whatever. So that way, if the Raiders do take a flyer on these guys and do draft them, you're not sitting there going, who is this guy? You don't have any information on him or whatever. So, there is prospects out there for you to be comfortable with and have someone solid. Like if you miss out, like in this scenario here, if you miss out on a quarterback, in a AP's deal, he took a cornerback. Then he came around, you know what I'm saying? And he was able to, if he wanted to go tackle, he has some tackles for you to take in the second round. If we did go get, Michael Penix or Bo Nix or whatever in the second round or whatever, you can circle back and get a Kingsley, so Mata, from BYU at 3. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a lost cause. You know what I'm saying? If we do have to go in different directions with these prospects. There's a lot of good, solid prospects out there. So
Yeah. No, and that's why we're here. You know what I mean? To show some light, to kind of give Raider Nation what it is about. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people put a lot of emphasis in the first round. You know what I mean? First round, second round, and I mean, you make your bread and butter in the later rounds. That's where the meat's at. That's where your depth is at,
that's
and
where
you
you
can
build
even
your team.
yeah, that's where you build your team. So I'm gonna give you all a couple more names just real quick right off the bat. I'm not gonna go through the strengths or nothing. Just gonna give you the size and who they are. Offensive guard Christian Haynes out of UConn, 6'3", 305 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
You got Christian Mahogany out of Boston College,
Mm-hmm.
6'3", 315 pounds. Cooper Bevy Bevy or Kansas out of Kansas. I don't know how to say his name. Out of Kansas State, 6'3", 322 pounds. And then I got another guard that I think can really flourish. Might need some polishing. But Zach Zinner out of Michigan, 6'5", 315. Dude is a
Yes,
beast, man. Dude is a beast. You know what I mean?
yes.
So,
He made my top 10, bro.
see what I'm saying? And then running backs, I'm gonna give you my running backs. I got Troy Benson out of Florida. I got 6 foot, 221 pounds. Jonathan Brooks out of Texas. Jalen Wright out of Tennessee, and Dylan Johnson out of Washington. So I got those guys, Raider Nation. If you want to take a look at them, running backs, and then I know we got linebacker up there, so I'm gonna give you a couple of nose tackles and defensive tackles. So you got McKinley Jackson out of Texas, 6'2". Miles Murphy out of North Carolina, 6'4". Christian Boyd, Northern Iowa, 6'2". And then some defensive tackles. Brandon Fiske out of Florida. I think he's gonna go pretty high though.
Yeah.
Rook Oroharo out of Clemson, 6'4", 294. Mason Smith out of LSU. I really like him too. Keith Randolph out of Illinois. Played right next to Newman and 6'3", 296. I think he had a lot to do with how Newman was working. You know what I mean? He did a lot of dirty work.
Yeah.
And then linebackers, I got Junior Colson out of Michigan, 6'2", 235. Cedric Gray out of North Carolina, 6'2", 232. Uh, Tommy Etchenberg out of Ohio State, 6'2", 239. And this is my guy. Big shout out, Big 915 UTEP, Tyrese Knight, 6 foot even, 235. Now his strength is more. He's a silent to silent linebacker. Kid can
Mm-hmm.
cover. He has speed. So yeah, these names that I'm giving you, Raider Nation, is just for you guys to maybe take a look at them, watch some tape on them, and you know that way if you hear the names get called out, you kind of know who they are. You know what I mean? So that's what I got right there, G.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some guards. So you talked about Zach Zinner, and you talked about Jordan Morgan, Cooper BB, Christian Haynes, Christian Mahogany. They're all on my list. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you some names that's not on that EP hadn't touched on. So Zach Frazier from West Virginia, second round grade, 34th overall on my list. Then you got Dominique Pooney. He's got a second, third round grade. He's 56 overall. What I
Yep.
like about him is he plays right. He's played right tackle, left tackle, and guard. So he is definitely
That's
versatile.
the time. Mhm.
And then you have Satoa Lamea. He's fourth round grade. He's not rated. He didn't make my top 100. But he has right tackle and right guard flexibility. Running backs. Let's see. I got Jonathan Brooks, number one for me. Jalen Wright's number two. I think you touched on Blake Corum, Trey Benson. Number five on my list is Marshawn Lloyd from USC.
Okay, I like him.
5'9", 220 pounds. He ran a 4.46 at the combine. I got a third round grade, 91st overall. Bucky Irvin from Oregon. Late third round, early fourth round grade on him. He didn't make my top 100, but he's 5'9", 192, ran a 4.55 at 40. Ray Davis from Kentucky, fourth round grade. Again, he didn't make my top 100. 5'8", 211, ran a 4.52. Will Shipley from Clemson got a fourth round grade, 5'11", 206, ran a 4.42. Didn't make my top 100. Tyrone Tracy from Purdue, fourth round grade, not rated, 5'11", 209, ran a 4.48. And Braden Allen from Wisconsin, you got a late third round, early fourth round. He did make my top 100. He's 97th overall, 6'1", 235, ran a 4.4 flat. So let's see. I didn't do linebackers. You did linebackers, so I'm gonna touch on wide receivers right quick.
Okay.
So wide receivers, obviously the top four names. Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors, Roman Dunze, and Brian Thomas are, they're probably going to be gone off the board. So I'm gonna go 5 through 10 real quick. Number 5, I got Adonai Mitchell from Texas, late first round, early second round grade, 33rd overall, 6'2", 205, ran a 4.34. Had Ladd McConkey, late first round, early second round, 31st overall. Troy Franklin from Oregon, late second round, early third round grade, 58th overall. Roman Wilson from Michigan have a second round grade for 41st overall. Keon Coleman from Florida State has a second round grade, 37th overall. And Ricky Pearsall from Florida have a late second round, early third round grade, 45th overall. So there's a lot of talent out here, Raider Nation, as we again displayed. So go check those names out. Hit subscribe and like the page. Help your boys out and go look at those prospects. Get prepared. Like I said, in 9 days, the draft. So next week is going to be really, really ramped up. So you want to have your list. You want to have your, your guys, have your big board. Have your names out there, so that way you're checking them off and you're keeping up with the draft. So that way you're not behind on some of the prospects. So me and your boy EP is supposed to get together next week. We're going to do a mock draft. So that's going to be pretty fun. So you're going to kind of see, two different boards, two different drafts, and we're going to see, some different names on there. So I think that's going to be exciting. So Raider Nation, you guys stay up. EP, you want to take us home?
Yes, sir. Raider Nation. This is for you guys, man. You guys got some prospect there that you guys can look at, have fun with it, tell us how bad we did, and stay up, man. We're here for you, Raider Nation. We got you.
All right, Raider Nation, y'all stay up.